Hey makeup marketers, it's Emily Seagren. This is our second series in July, How to Automate Your Avon Marketing. So I found when I was creating this presentation that many of us are going to want to automate our marketing so that we can either save time, make more money, or do both, which is probably the majority of us. So a lot of this presentation is also on time management and ideas for making more money on your Avon business. I'm sure many of you are familiar with me and this slide if you've been on the calls before, but I'm an Avon rep. I have been since January 2008 that lives in Rockford, Illinois with my husband, Rob, and my two children, Ava and Josh. Some of you may ask why I go over this slide every single time. And I took the idea from a woman by the name of Sarah Robbins. She is also a network marketer, and she has written a book, but also has many helpful webinars on YouTube, and she introduces herself in every presentation, and I kind of got to thinking why she does that, and she's really marketing herself as much as she is her business. So she is marketing herself as an expert in the profession, which is really smart, I think. So that's where I got the idea from, and that is why you hear about me every single time. No, I'm not just trying to be self-centered. I am marketing myself. So I was the 2015 Avon Woman of Enterprise. I am a licensed Avon Beauty Center owner. I sell at President's Council, and I'm an advanced unit leader. My online sales for 2015 are 31,600 so far. My online appointments in my first generation are 141 for 2015. My goal with Makeup Marketing Online is primarily to teach my Avon team Momentum how to build an online business, but in the meantime, help as many reps as I can. So our calls are always at Monday nights at 5 to 6:30 Central. You will receive the recordings for the session by Wednesday of the week of the training. And you can find all of my training materials available at www.makeupmarketingonline.com/Avon-training. We are in our second series for July. The two classes that are left are how to convert Avon website visitors into online buyers and how to recruit Avon representatives online. So each course individually is $5, or you can pay for the whole month for $15. If you do buy the month and we're already halfway through it, you will get access to the recordings for the previous sessions. And I will be out of town 2 of the Mondays in August, so I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to go ahead and have a few sessions or what I'm going to do in August, so I will let you know as soon as I have decided. Hopefully I will see many of you at the conference towards the end of August. I have created the June materials and made them into DVDs and a workbook. So that is available for sale right now. You can buy all 5 June training sessions in DVD format, and you get a nice little workbook to go along and take notes with. The sessions from June were all about Pinterest for your Avon business, how to post the Avon brochure, how to sell more Avon using Facebook, how to start an Avon blog using Blogger or WordPress, and tracking your Avon stats. So you can either buy them individually at $10 a set, or you can buy the whole bundle for $40. And again, the material is listed at that website there. You can also buy recordings from June, so that is $20. You just get online access and can access those recordings as many times as you'd like. Okay, for today's session, we are going to go over our emotional why. Why automate, the importance of consistency, ways and ideas to save time and make more money. We're going to look at the automated email program, how to schedule a Facebook post, how to use the Buffer app, and ideas on simplifying your schedule and growing your business. And then we will go over a short Q&A session, so get out your pen and paper and start taking some good notes. All right, so this is my emotional why. I started back in 2008 when my son Josh, who is now 8, was just a little baby. And my goal with my Avon business was to be a work-from-home mom. I tried being a stay-at-home mom with no career for a few months and decided that it was not for me. So I really wanted to have the luxury of being home and making my schedule around my kids, but also having a successful career. So I have been able to do that with my Avon business. My emotional why has now transitioned, now that I have grown to a point where I am a work-from-home mom. My goal now is to try and help my husband retire early. So he is an electrical engineer. He's very stressed out with his job, and he keeps working more hours, and his paycheck isn't going up in correspondence with that. So my goal really is to help him have more freedom with his time and make enough money to support our whole family. So that is a big goal for me, and will definitely take quite a few years to achieve that. So whatever your why is, remember that when you're trying to automate your business, when you're trying to save time, make more money, keep in mind your why, and your why can definitely change as you grow with your Avon business, like mine has. So why automate your marketing? You want to save time because maybe you want more free time. Maybe you want more time for another area of your business. I know I handed off a lot of my responsibilities so that I was able to focus more on the online and the leadership side of the business. So maybe you're looking to do that. Maybe you need to make more money with your Avon business, or you want to replace your full-time job. And planning ahead equals more consistency, and it makes your actions more intentional. So when I am going to schedule out my posts, I can make sure that I alternate the content, the types of posts that I create, and then whether the goal of the post is for sales or leadership. It's much more intentional when I plan it out and schedule it all at one time instead of going in on a whim and posting something on social media from the top of my head. So more consistency equals more solid results. So the key is consistency. Darren Hardy, who was the speaker at our national conference in Orlando last year, this is a paragraph from him. The lack of consistency is the subtle but great stealer of dreams and desires. The stop and start process is what kills progress, and is probably one of the greatest reasons why many don't achieve their goals and end up living in continuous discontent, frustration, and disappointment. Many buy a new book, sign up for a new program, go like crazy for a few weeks, stop, and end up right back where they started. Don't let this be you. All right. So a lot of times we get caught up in our daily grind and we get frustrated because things aren't going the way we want them to, or they're not moving fast enough, or your unit leader decides to give up her business. Things don't always go the way we want them to, but it's important to remember to be consistent no matter what is going on in your business. So I just took from my experience some different ways that you can save time or build your business so that you can make more money. Remember, there are three main things a customer gets excited about. And I have found this through the many years that I worked at the LABC, that customers get really excited when a new campaign starts, especially when we have that one copy of the new book, and they know we get those ahead of time. So a lot of customers try to get their hands on that and see it ahead of time. We even had a few customers that would come in just to see if a new book had come in yet, and they'd sit there and page through the one copy that we had. So remember that customers get really excited to see a new Avon book. They also get excited about new products. We'd have customers walk in and say, what's new? And we'd always have a bunch of different items to tell them about, because every time a book comes out, there's several new product launches with every book. The third thing they get excited about are sales or deals. Our Avon customers love deals. They hardly ever will pay full price for items. I think we all know that. They're really used to those good sales, and I really don't blame them. I'm a sales shopper as well, so they like to get their hands on those 10 eye makeup removers when they're 99 cents, or those glimmer sticks when they're 4 for $10. We know our customers like to stock up when their favorite items are on sale. So make sure you keep that in mind when you're marketing your Avon business. Customers get excited about a new campaign, new products, and sales and deals. So that would also include free shipping or online exclusive deals as well. Do the same marketing activities every campaign. After quite a few years, I realized that every other week my schedule was about the same. I was doing the same tasks, and I started to repeat those that were really successful for me. When I found certain marketing activities worked well for me, I would repeat those every single campaign. And after years of figuring out what works for me, I feel like I finally have it down to a science. So make sure that you try different things and measure your results and repeat those activities that are successful for you. So you want to make sure to focus on new products and sales, especially when you're marketing on social media. Make sure you stress the beginning and the end of a campaign. I always see a spike in my online sales when a new campaign starts and then when it ends, because I usually put out a post saying last chance, shop campaign 15 sales online. Today's your last day. You give them that sense of urgency, and then they feel like they want to go in and make a purchase before they miss out. Write blog posts about sales. We've talked about my 5 different types of posts: the promotional, the product, recognition, recruiting, and my last one is tips. Yes, tips for other Avon reps. So those are the 5 types of blog posts I like to create. So come up with your own formula of what works for you, and try to repeat writing blog posts week after week. You might want to create a new album on Facebook when a new campaign comes out with all the different new products and sales going on in that campaign. I have one of my girls at the store pin all of the new products on my Pinterest boards when my website switches over to a brand new campaign. Buy a planner and write down your tasks. Check them off as you complete them. When you notice that you're doing the same activities every campaign or every other week, it helps to have a planner and plan ahead and write down what you're doing as you're doing it or beforehand, so you can make your activities more intentional, as I said before, so that you're planning them out and not just doing what's on the top of your head. Hire help for non-revenue producing tasks. Example, labeling books, organizing orders, checking in shipments. Anything that you're spending your time on that's not producing more revenue for you, you may want to consider outsourcing. So maybe you want to hire a teenager in your neighborhood or your niece or nephew that's looking to make some more money. Maybe you can hire someone on trade so that they can just pick out, say, $50 worth of Avon products for helping you out for a few hours. Or you can always try and bribe your kids and your family. I know my husband grumbles a little when I ask for his help, but he's always a big help when I need him. So maybe you want to try and get your kids and your family involved in helping you out with your Avon business. Communicate with team members through different forms of communication. So send emails, write letters, make calls, connect on Facebook. One thing that I've tried to do with my team is try to communicate with them through various channels, because not everyone is going to respond the same to a certain type of communication. So I may have a rep who responds best to Facebook posts. I may have another rep that responds best to phone calls, maybe another one that likes to email. So communicate with your team how they choose, and communicate in different forms so that everyone is seeing your communication. And this is something I like to do, copy and paste, so you don't have to start from scratch. There's very little time where I'll start an email from scratch or a blog post from scratch. I usually take something that I've done before and tweak it so that it fits what I need. But you also have to be careful when you do that, that you update information so you don't call someone the wrong name or put in wrong dates or anything like that. Add your unconverted leads and face-to-face customers to your web office with the automated email program turned on. So we talked last week in tips on how to sell more Avon online about how important it was to get people to subscribe to you, whether it was through your e-store or your blog subscription. You always want to capture that person's information and be communicating with them in one way or another. Send order reminders to team members. I send out various order reminders depending on our PS schedules, and I communicate with my team during that time about incentives, news, and recognition. So if you don't have a team or you're not in leadership, take some of these ideas and apply them to customers. So maybe you want to see who hasn't ordered from you in the past 2 months and send them a reminder and say, hey, I noticed you haven't ordered Avon in a while. Can I get you a new book, or is there anything I can get for you? Use Avon incentives and programs to motivate your team. Make new YouTube videos when a new catalog or what's new brochures are posted. These are all tasks that I do. So definitely take them and apply them to your own business, whatever works for you. here are some of the activities that I delegate and automate. I have a set of new rep emails, so there's 3 emails that go out to everyone that signs up on my team. That is an activity that I have delegated. So I have one of my employees that does that for me. I send her a list every other week of her tasks for that week, and she helps me out with a lot of my marketing tasks. I invite my new reps to my Avon Team Momentum Facebook group. So I go in there, and this is another task that I delegate, but she goes in there and puts in their email address so that they're invited to our Facebook group. So again, if you're not in leadership, that may be something that you want to do with your customers. Try to connect with them on Facebook. I add my new reps to my blog subscription so that they are getting all of my blog posts, so that when I do post articles with tips for other Avon reps, they are getting those. So they're constantly hearing from me one way or another. And then they can always unsubscribe, of course, if they don't want to hear from me all the time. Pin new products when a new campaign starts. So that's another thing that I do when our e-store switches over. We go on Pinterest and pin all the new products to different boards. We have order reminders. I think I already covered that, but I include any updated news, incentives, the store map for the next campaign, and then I'll include the link to my team newsletters so that there's recognition every other week. Add your drawing customers and unconverted leads to your web office. So we have a bundle that sits at our store so that customers that come in can put their name in as a drawing. They also sign up to get the catalog in the mail, so that might be something that you want to do, putting out some sort of drawing or telling customers that you're giving away a 4-piece Skin So Soft set if they fill out a contact form. So that's a way to get your customers' contact information by giving them some sort of incentive. So if they include their email address, you definitely want to add that to the web office. Pin new blog posts to Pinterest boards. So whenever I create new blogs, I make sure to share that post out on social media, including pinning any pictures from the article onto Pinterest boards. The more I get my articles out there, the more popular they're going to be, both with my audience and with the search engines. And then I get my campaign mailer list ready. So with both my face-to-face customers and my e-customers, I mail out books to customers, and anyone that fills out that contact form, I go back 2 months. So I go to my web office and see who's placed an order in the past 2 months, and I use my customers that enter the drawing and go back 2 months for that. So I send out quite a few brochures every other week through campaign mailer. I update team newsletters every campaign for both sales and leadership. I schedule out my blog posts. I schedule out my social media posts. And then I send out some of the same email templates for my new reps and to encourage leadership. So we'll also take a look at that. And I think, yes, that concludes the first section of how to automate your Avon marketing. So let's, in the next few sessions, we will take a look closer at what I do to automate my marketing, and I will talk to you in the next section. Thank you. Hey, makeup marketers, welcome to the second section. on how to automate your Avon marketing. In this session, I am going to log into youravon.com and show you a few things that can help you with your automation of your Avon business. Now, whenever you're hosting an event, or when you gather new contact information from one of your customers, you want to make sure to add them to your web office. If you do get an email address, even better, so that you can make sure your automated email program is turned on and keep adding to your online address book. So I am in youravon.com. I clicked on Web Office. Now I am going to click on Customers and Groups under Address Book. And you can add customers as quickly as just typing in their first and last name and email address right here. You click on Add Customer, and they are added to your online address book. So you can see how over time you can really grow a big database of names. So over the years that I've been selling, I just recently started really focusing on collecting customer names and email addresses, and I've also added some through the widgets that Avon provides us. So I will show you how to do that, but first, let me show you where to make sure your automated email program is turned on. Under eStore, you want to go to Personalization Tool and Customer Preferences. And then here you can see automated email programs. And I have both the campaign email and promotional emails turned on for all of my online customers. So then whenever I add someone to my address book, they will automatically be added to that auto email program unless they decide to unsubscribe, which you can see by the broken envelopes here. Now if we go into edit our eStore, there's two widgets that I've covered in a different training session that you want to make sure you have up on your website, and that is the e-newsletter subscription widget and the Believe in Your Business opportunity widget. So you can easily change around the location of your widgets or change what you have displayed by clicking on the edit icon that is shown with a square and a pencil. You can switch it by clicking over here to the right, choosing what you want to appear there, and then clicking on the module to load it in that spot. So the two widgets that collect information from your visitors are Believe in Your Business and the e-newsletter widget. So I will show you what it looks like from the customer's side when they go to my eStore. They can click right here to quickly enter their first and last name and email address to start getting emails from me. And then I also receive an email notifying me that someone has subscribed to my e-newsletter. I also have the Believe in Your Business widget up because if someone clicks on that, it takes them right to my opportunity page with my reference code pre-filled. So definitely two items that I think are really important to have on the front page of your eStore. So I hope you found this helpful. I will talk to you in section 3. Hello, hello, makeup marketers. It's Emily Seagren, and this is the third section of how to automate your Avon marketing. Now I'm going to take you back into the administrative view of my blog, which I do through WordPress. But even if you don't have a WordPress blog and you use a different site, chances are it gives you the option to schedule your blog posts ahead of time. So why would you want to do that? Let's say you have certain days you don't want to work in the summer, or you're going on vacation, or let's say you have a planned surgery or something like that. Many of you know I had brain surgery in the summer of 2014. So I went ahead and scheduled out all of my blog posts and social media posts so that I was still active online even though I was recovering from surgery. So it's definitely a powerful tool. I also find it helpful once I sit down and start working on blog posts, I kind of get into a groove. So I find it helpful to kind of do it all at one time and schedule them out for the week. It also helps me to plan better so that I know that I'm posting different types of blog posts. So I rotate promotional, recruiting, product, recognition, and tip blog posts so that I am appealing to a larger audience. Okay, so let's take a look at some of my blog posts, and I will show you just how I schedule them out. Here you can see I have 10 blog posts scheduled. So I currently I'm doing 2 per day, which is a lot. Don't feel overwhelmed by that. When I first started out, I was doing about 1 blog post a week. Now they've become so much simpler for me that I'm able to easily create them and come up with a lot. But make sure you have content-filled blog posts and you're not just creating them to have quantity over quality. Okay, so let's click on our scheduled posts here. And today is July 14th. You can see I have them scheduled out all the way through the morning of the 19th. So what I would do is if I wanted to schedule a blog post, let's just say I am going to create my newsletter for my team for campaign 14 results. I would go to the blog posts that I've already published, and I would look for my team momentum. I have them in categories here, so I can easily pull up my team momentum posts. We'll give that a second there. And I always start with another post that I've already created when I'm doing a brand new blog post. I hardly ever start from scratch because it's easier to edit something than it is to start with a blank screen. So I would go in and edit this post. And I can select it all by either clicking on the left side of my mouse and dragging and choosing all of this information. Or a simple shortcut is to click inside of the screen here and do Control A to select all. So the shortcut is Control A. I can either right-click and select copy, or you'll see on the right-hand side where it says you can do Control and C as a shortcut. So once you've done Control A to select all, you can do Control C, or you can right-click and select copy. Okay, so then I would go to create a brand new post. And I would click in the empty box here, and I can right-click and select Paste, or you can see the shortcut is Control and V. So let's right-click and select Paste. It pastes all my information in there so that I can go ahead and start with my template from last time and do my campaign 14 results, but edit the post from campaign 13, so I don't have to start from scratch. So I would label my post as Avon Team Momentum Campaign 14, 2015 results. And then over here where it says Publish, I want to select Edit. And that's going to give me the option to choose when I want it to be published. So if I want this to publish tomorrow at 8 a.m., I would go ahead and change the date and the time. And I like to select, I usually post at 8 o'clock, noon, or 8 o'clock at night, because I have looked at my Facebook stats and seen that that is when my Facebook audience is most active on social media, on my Facebook page. So that's when I decide to publish it. We will take a look at our Facebook Insights in the next section when we go to schedule a Facebook post, so you can see when your audience is most active. All right, so that concludes how to schedule out your blog post. We end it by hitting OK, and then instead of saying publish, it says schedule. So we go ahead and click schedule, and that would set it up to post tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. So I'm sure your blog, if you do not have WordPress, is very similar to this, and it should have a little box that you can edit the date for when it gets published. I will talk to you in section 4. Thank you. Hey makeup marketers, this is section 4 of how to automate your Avon marketing, and in this session I am going to show you how you can schedule your Facebook posts. So if you have another job, or you just find that it's easier and better to schedule ahead of time, you can go ahead and line up all of your posts for the whole week, say on Sunday or Monday. So I am looking at my Facebook page here. This is my business page that I use to market to my Avon customers. And you can see that I have actually scheduled these through Buffer, which we will take a look at in the next section. But before I started using Buffer, I did schedule out my Facebook posts through the actual Facebook web page. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'm going to open up a new screen with my eStore so that I can get an idea of what I want to publish. And my eStore is now on campaign 16. So let's say I want to post something about shopping campaign 16. I'll go ahead and highlight my eStore address and right click and select copy. Remember, for a shortcut you can also do Control-C to copy. Now let's come over here and say shop Avon campaign 16 sales online now through, and I know that it ends July 23rd. So then I am going to right click and select paste. So that brings up my eStore. And I know that that is an older picture, so I want to choose a different image. It looks like all of the cached images are out of date, so I am going to go ahead and upload a new image. And I already have the picture of the campaign 16 brochure saved, so I am going to double click on that. And we can see here that it does have the correct information for the current campaign. You can also come in here and edit the title. Okay, and I also want to use some hashtags. So I usually just take what I have written and pick a few words out of there, or I will come up with something on my own that relates to the post. So how about just shop, Avon, and sale. You do want to use very generic terms as well as very specific ones. So when I do shop or sale, I know those are very generic, and it posts automatically to my Twitter account. So a lot of times when I use generic hashtags, it will get retweeted a lot. So that may be a reason to use generic ones, and then the Avon specific ones are good for people that are searching specifically for Avon. So in order to schedule this, I would select the arrow on the right of Publish and select Schedule. I would then choose when I want it published. Let's say I want it published tomorrow at 8 a.m. So let's go ahead and change the date and the time, and then select Schedule. All right, so it says that I have one scheduled post, and you can take a look at it, and you can edit it or delete it if you have changed your mind. So you click on it here, it opens up. If you want to edit, oops, opened up a new screen for me. I believe if you want to edit or delete it, you select that arrow there. Yep, delete. That doesn't say we can edit it. Let's go back to that other screen. Here you can edit down at the bottom. So if you want to delete it, you can do that through clicking on this arrow up here. It'll open up a new window and you can choose delete. Or if you wanted to edit it, you would do that on this screen. You can also choose to publish it or reschedule the date. Looks like you can also delete it from here. Okay, so that is how to schedule a Facebook post. In the last session, I told you about how I found out popular times for my Facebook audience, so I'll show you how to do that real quick. I am going back to my main page here, and under Insights, we can take a look at, I believe it's under Visits. No, it must be under, there it is, under Posts. You can see on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all of them look pretty similar. So let's just take a look at Wednesday. I can see at 8 a.m. there's not many people on here. It looks like there's a little bit of a peak at 10 a.m. and then also at noon. And then there's another peak at 8 p.m. Looks like it's higher by one person at 9 p.m. So I would probably do the 8 p.m. So that's how you can figure out maybe when you want to publish your blog posts or your social media posts, is by looking at your Facebook stats and seeing when your audience is most active on Facebook. So that concludes how to schedule your Facebook posts, and I will talk to you in section 5. Thank you. Hey makeup marketers, it's Emily Seagren. This is our last section for how to automate your Avon marketing. We are going to take a look at Buffer in this section. It's one of my favorite tools to automate my Avon marketing, so I really recommend it. Another one to check out is Hootsuite. I liked Buffer app better. I think it was easier to use and had better features, in my opinion. So the other one that you can check out is Hootsuite. I recommend that you look at both of them and figure out which one you like the best. So here we are in my Buffer account. Here you can see that I have various accounts hooked up. So I have my Avon Facebook page, I have my Google Plus page, and I have my LinkedIn hooked up here. I do pay for the $10 a month program through Buffer app. I don't have the business plan, but I have the step right above the free program. So I believe with the free program, you can only have one account hooked up. But with the $10 a month program, I am able to schedule on all of these social media sites at one time. So it's really helpful. And then as far as marketing to Avon reps, I have my Makeup Marketing Online group attached here. And then I have, sorry about that, that's my page, my Makeup Marketing Online page. And then I also have my group. So you can have groups on here that you're the admin, you're the moderator for. So that's really helpful. I can stay active on Facebook in my page and group, even if I don't get on Facebook during the day. And then I also moderate a group on LinkedIn, so I can also post to that from within Buffer. Here you'll see I have my posts scheduled. It tells you what type of post it is over here, whether it's a link or a video or just an update. I believe they're working on this section, but they take what content you create based on your queue and have suggestions for articles that might that your audience might find interesting. They also keep track of analytics, so this is really helpful. Once I have created posts and they've gone through and published, I can look and see which ones were most popular, which ones received the most likes, most comments, most clicks, most shares, and most reach. So that's really nice because any of my posts that are not date specific, say specific to a certain campaign that has already ended, I can just go ahead and rebuffer them. So here I say rebuffer this post. It's going to post to my Avon Store Perryville Facebook page, my Google Plus page, and my LinkedIn profile. So I add it to the queue, and that easily I have made an update for those 3 pages, and I can go over here to see where that is. So I go to content, and this is showing for my Facebook page. So if I go all the way to the bottom here, we can see that how I just rebuffered that post. One other thing that you can do that's really neat, so if you went and scheduled all your posts for, say, a week for 3 different accounts, let's say you have them hooked up to Twitter so that they all post automatically to Twitter, you can change the order so that they don't all publish at the same day and time over the 3 different social media sites. So you can click on shuffle, and that will do a random shuffle of all your posts you've set up in your queue. And then let's just say you wanted to switch one, say you wanted to flip-flop these 2. You could go ahead and just click and drag to move the order of these posts. So it's really very simple to use, I believe, and it has some really neat features. Now let's take a look. I'm going to go into my Avon website and show you how you can use some of those social media posts from the Social Media Center and schedule those ahead of time. So let's go into our web office. And then we want to click on the Social Media Center right here, this big pink box. You can also find it under Marketing Tools. So let's just say that I am scheduling out my posts and I want to make sure that I share things from the Social Media Center for Campaign 16. Here, let's go ahead and copy this website address here. So we just click with our mouse on the copy button. And then when we come over here to Buffer, we can right click and select Paste. Now I'm going to take up, okay, it automatically updated to the Beauty for a Purpose. And I would just write a little message in there. Check out Avon's new marketing campaign, Beauty for a Purpose. Okay, so then it automatically shortens my URL because certain websites will limit the number of characters that you can have in your update, like Twitter. So some of them do need to be kind of short. So that's why it automatically shortens your website address there. We always want to use hashtags if we can. They will work on Facebook and Google+. It will not work on LinkedIn, but that's okay. It can still be up there. So let's just use some generic and Avon-specific hashtags. I like to use about 3 to 5 hashtags with every social media post. So then I just hit Add to Queue. And there we go. We can use posts from our Social Media Center in Buffer app so that it is planned out. Now I'm going to go to my Avon eStore and show you how you can highlight a specific product. Say something's on sale and you really want to market that specific product. So let's take a look under Makeup. And let's do this new metallic fringe nail polish. Now anytime you are in your eStore, you want to make sure that you don't copy the website address unless it says rep ID equals and then your account number in there. Because if I copied and pasted just this generic link, it would take my customers to avon.com instead of my specific eStore. So how I get a certain product to how I get a link to my site for a specific product is by taking advantage of this Twitter share button here. I just open up the Twitter share button, and then it has this nice shortened URL for me. And I know that it's going to take my customers directly to my eStore and the metallic fringe that's on my website. So I highlight that URL, I right-click, and I select Copy. I come back over to Buffer, and I right-click and select Paste. And if I hit on the space bar, it should bring up the image for me in just a minute here. We'll try, oh, there it goes. Okay. So maybe you want to come back over here and check out something to write. You can look at the description, or maybe you want to say something about one of the colors. So let's just say, try new metallic fringe top coat today. Okay. And then we want to do our hashtags. So I might say Avon nail polish makeup. Okay, and then we add it to queue. So those are just some different ideas for you on Buffer. You can also upload your own images that are saved to your computer. So you can do that by clicking on this camera here. Let's say something about the Skin So Soft sale going on. So then I would come back over to my e-store, find one of the Skin So Soft original products, and I'm going to take advantage of that Twitter share button again to get them directly to my website. So I selected the Skin So Soft original bath oil. I'm going to close out the other tab from the nail polish. I am going to choose the Twitter share button here, and it says check out Skin So Soft original bath oil, so I do know that that is going to the right product. I highlight the website address, right click and select copy, and then I come back over to buffer. I right click and select paste. So I know that that is going to take them to the Skin So Soft bath oil on my particular e-store. So let's just do Skin So Soft, bath oil, and summer. Okay, and we're going to add that to queue. So I hope you found this helpful. That concludes our section on Buffer app. Oh, I did want to show you one more thing. Under schedule, that is where you can post the days and the times that you want your post to go out. So I have it posting 3 times a day to reach my audience, and you know, let's say I wanted to change it to 10 a.m. I would do that here. If you want to uncheck any of the days, you can click on them and it will take them off. So now it's going to post 3 times every weekday. And you can schedule what time zone you are in up here. All right, so that is my final tip for using Buffer, and that is under Buffer app, BUFFERAPP.com. Going back to our presentation here, let me just put it on the slideshow and go to the second to last slide. All right, so we have 2 more sessions left in July. We have how to convert visitors into buyers and how to recruit reps online. You can find all of my online training material at makeupmarketingonline.com/Avon-training. I have your options for the live training sessions. I'm now selling those DVDs and workbooks, so you can have your physical copy forever, or I'm selling online access. So be sure to go to makeupmarketingonline.com and check out all of my training, and be sure to connect with me on social media. You can find me under Emily Seagren or Makeup Marketing Online. Thank you so much, and I wish you very much success in your Avon business. Thank you.